Shalom, shalom to the 144,000, the elect. Before I get started, let me give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rokah Quadash. Double honor to the apostle nails of great millstone. Peace and blessing to the brothers that are preaching the truth in the four winds of the earth. May Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, have mercy upon you. All right, hadn't got on you women for a minute. I decided to backdoor y'all the wickedness, because you know who puts more wickedness on the internet than women? No one. You know, I mean, we in the West, y'all. We in the Western civilization, right? Start with Babylon, America. You're gonna have what? You're gonna have whoredom. Why? Because Esau, Edom, this is what he allows to take place over here, to what? To maintain a level of control. And that level of control is controlled through what? Through women and their wickedness. So let me show you something y'all don't know, right? It said you think condoms is safe. This was something that what made me pay attention to this video right here is that I always thought that. I always knew that what you're about to hear. I always knew this here. Because one thing about Esau Edom, nothing that he makes, including, you know, what you take for what when you get sick or whatever, nothing that he makes is 100% safe. It never is. There's always complications around whatever it is that he's saying that it's safe and you need to take this here for a while. Have y'all noticed? I know I've been around. I'm 58. I've been around for a minute, so I know the overall magnitude of Esau's Edom wickedness. Right? He'll create something, make something, get a lot of people sick, and people even be deleted, and he'll turn around. You know, they don't mind. They done made probably trillions of dollars, and they don't mind paying out $100 million. It's nothing, you know. This is the type of a place that Babylon. I mean, these are the things or conditions that we as people that living over here in America, Babylon. This is what we have to endure by the hands of the devil. And the devil of the earth is the so-called white man. You know, and it amazes me how, especially in the end time, can't say this enough, that in the end time, you brothers are out there that's teaching are not warning the people and giving them true warning and telling the truth, man. But y'all, especially you IUIC niggas, y'all always worried about catering to women. Y'all got that bad. But, you know, y'all don't really cater to women, but you give that impression because, you know, you get your women, they have parties, have them dancing on the internet and all that madness. You might well should have just left them in the streets and left them in the churches if you gonna let them be doing all that wickedness. So here we go. Listen up. Let me turn this up here. Right? You know, but hey, you know, y'all gonna make an excuse for everything. Because why? Because you're wicked. You wants to what? You wants to continue in this place because this place allows you to be what you want to be, do what you want to do. But your end is what? It's near. Listen up. I don't wind it back. Y'all bear with me.
Condoms, and you think it's safe. But what if it's slowly poisoning your body? A 2014 Danish study found over 100 different toxic ingredients in condoms. Hormone disruptors, carcinogens, glycerine, parabens, petroleum derivatives, phthalates, and nonoxynol, a spermicide that damages the uterus wall. Each condom contains about 1.5 milliliters of lubricant on average. If a woman is intimate 300 times a year, she is putting into her uterus over half a liter of this toxin into her body every single year. So my question to you is this really safe, or are we just misinformed? You use...
And we know that women over here in America, you're talking about 100, that's nothing. How about hundreds, maybe even, and within a lifespan of their teenage years up to their 30, Eve had probably 1,000 men, easy. That's how wild these women are, and we know this here. Men know this here, but but now men are actually speaking out. But y'all always thinking that I knew them things was never completely safe, because every time you use, and then you use all them different types and whatever, and them lubricants, that stuff can't be safe. You have a wound, man. It's just like having a wound on your wherever, on your arm, on your back, or whatever, and you open and you just putting stuff in it. That's not designed to go in it. Only thing designed to go up in there is what? It's sperm. That's it. But guess what? Not several different sperms. Madness, man. Madness. But let's go into the I got a couple of videos that I'm gonna show. But let's go to the comments, y'all. Y'all know I gotta go to the comments. There's always juice in the comments. You always gonna find ignorance or what in the comment section. Okay, Fazoo Zamarala, use saran wrap. See that? Well, hell, saran wrap safer than what they're doing, right? But hey, that won't be a smooth ride. That gonna be a bumpy one right now. You're gonna scratch it up real good. Emmanuel Willie, right? One partner. This is a woman. This is a female. Emmanuel Willie. Emmanuel Willie. It's a female, right? It's an Eve too. One partner, and both of you should be committed to each other. See, that's wrong. I'm gonna get into that. But notice here, only a man can commit adultery if he's laying down with another man's wife. This is, we've been over here in America too long. We've been over here in America too long, y'all. Women got what? That feminine shit is controlling the airwaves. But that shit is slowly trickling down, thanks to DJ Trump. He putting y'all back into what? Back in your place. Y'all felt that. That's EBT. Wait till Section 8, and I just seen several videos on Section 8 again. I heard that another wave of that, along with Section 8 and a few other things that are gonna take place on the 1st. In January. Y'all getting ready to get it, boy. Y'all getting ready to get it, man. One thing about the scripture, man, the scriptures don't lie. The scriptures do not lie. And we, the most famous scriptures that is Isaiah 32:9 for you women. Rise up, you women that are at ease. All of y'all are at ease because you're over here in Babylon. She says again, one partner, and both of you should be committed to each other. We're gonna prove that. Not right now, but okay. What's your Emmanuel Willie? This dude right here. Let me see. This is his brother. Let me see who he is. I don't know. He asked her what's her body count. What you want to bet she's not gonna answer? She didn't respond, right? I know she wasn't gonna respond. Okay, you got. Let's go to a few more. Ina. Why are these weird names, man? Why this video must be over in I don't know. Let me see something here. I'm not gonna click on that. I might screw up some. She say, girl time, owner. Y'all forgive me on the name, y'all. Girl time is with the same man, different men. Girl time is with the same man, different men. These people are not, I don't think these people speak perfect English, y'all, so this sounds like it's going to be a little confusing right here. Ya'el Elisha says misinformation or uninformed. Meaning, Esau, Edom are always giving you misinformation. you know, or uninforming you in what in the proper concerning, or like when they give you medicine and you see on the back of the bottle, you know, it'll cure your condition, but you have a risk of what? Of several other things that may cause you sickness or even die. Ain't that something? But this is the world we live in, right? Wiz tube say 300 times ain't safe either. Wow. Justifying these women 300 times ain't safe either. Talking about the yeah, okay. Y'all don't talk about the condoms, right? He say Quincy Anderson says, okay, let's go raw. Percy says, so how do you have a safe intimacy? See that? See that? You know, how do you have a safe intimacy? It's no such thing. It's no such thing. Not in Babylon. The only way you're going to have with no such thing in Babylon, the only way you're going to have a safe intimacy, you're going to use what he used, word he used, right? Intimacy is what? Is doing what the scriptures say do. Don't you know overnight if women actually lay down with one man and stop laying down with multiple men, you know we wouldn't have no disease problems in America at all, period. How are you going to get it? You're not going to get it. Because guess what? A man, as long as a man, again, is not laying down with more than one woman, that men that are married to, women that are married to, as long as he's not laying down with a woman that is married to a man, or having just laying down with a woman, because y'all think Esau's paperwork is marriage anyway. No, Esau's paperwork is not marriage. Marriage is sex. That's what it is. Okay, Benz Ellis says, Percy, Chick Bogu, married and have what? Prayer before sex. He say Jesus, the true name was Heavenly Father, Son, Yahweh Shai. Hate saying the name, but say, in all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall what? Shall direct your path. Now go somebody trying to quote the Bible. Don't know what the hell they talking about. Hold fast till he come, promise of heaven, thy kingdom resort. See, people are crazy, man. I'm finna get off this here. Let's go to the next video, right? Because these people here they're not from. This is not America. Because look at all these names. Miriam Abunua. Look like a. Let me hear that voice again. Let's see something.
Condoms, and you think it's safe, but what if it's slowly poisoning your body? A 2014 Danish study found over 100 different toxic ingredients in condoms.
100 different toxic ingredients, and we know this. But guess what? Lust is a big thing in especially over here in America. Lust, man. Lust. A lot of you all, a lot of people be claiming that's like two men laying down. That's lust. That's not. What's love about two men? Even two women. What's that? That's nothing. That's wickedness. Okay, let's go here. Now listen up, fellas, and pay attention. Listen to what the sister says, right? This is why so-called black men have it so hard in this place. Men, period, but who has it more harder than so-called black men? Listen up. Well, I think I played them with him before, but listen up.
A challenge, but it's okay to hate the black man. Black men, I'm going to say it from me to you. This is just straight up. Black women, 80% of them, they don't like you. 80%, I'm probably sure it's more. But at least 80% of black women in this day and age, it don't matter how old or young they are, they have a general dislike and hatred for you. That's your real climate, brother. See, I'm not telling you something that you ain't already felt. I'm telling you something that you know. I think it's more too. I truly think it's more too. I think it's more too. And I'm tired of being the one that's not talking about it. I've said this. This is one of the main reasons I don't have a lot of black female friends. I really don't, y'all. I don't. I couldn't imagine what it would be like as a black man to want to fuck these bitches, to want to wife them up and have babies, but the
can't get no plain and simple as that, y'all. Let's see what the comment says, right? Maria McGowan says, I'm in the 20% that does cause I don't know where she's getting her information from. See? And look at her. She's like she's big as a wall. This is what we have. I'm not gonna view her. She got 283. You know what? Why not? What the hell? Click on the replies, y'all. And Nolan answered her and say she's getting her information from what? From real life. That's what she's getting it from. And she's a woman. You know, how rare is it for for women, especially so-called black women, to come out and actually tell the truth? That shit ain't rare. Y'all know it. But now women are doing what? They're coming out and telling the truth. Why? Because there are some good sisters, man, but there are very few. Very few. I'm gonna show you what Eve be doing, what they love doing, right? In a few seconds. Maria Garwin says she's getting her where she getting her information from. Let's click on this here. Right. Tamika Matthews say, thank you. Her numbers are effed up. Yeah. That's what women do because they're wild. They always gonna support wickedness. They always gonna support wickedness. Always. And Rayfield Harden, like a brother him, the black men are actually agreeing in the comments, yet you don't believe it. Laughing my ass off. We experience it, so yes, we know. Exactly. So how you gonna say, you know, it's just like so-called black women speaking for what's a real man is. That shit just cringe a man's spirit, especially a so-called black man's spirit, and saying when you hear a woman say what a real man is. You know, but you know, the reason they can continue this shit because it's a lot of wicked niggas out there too now. They push that narrative for them. Why do you push that narrative for them? To keep them going in the same angle that they're going in and allowing them. Cause why? Because they knocking them down. They knock them down, and they want them to be promiscuous. And they know that all they got to do is say what? Come on here and agree with them. You can. Let me tell you something. You can be on one of these apps right here, and you can leave a comment on there, and just agree. Every time a woman agree or something, hit a thumb up and check it, and hit a thumb up and put a good message. Yes, I'm with you, sis. And put a whole lot of BS on there. And guess what? That's a great. If it say he hit about 20 women up and on there, and he on. Guess what? At least 5 or 6 of them, or even more, gonna what? Gonna look on that. He look like something. Guess what, y'all? He'd probably be knocking 2, 3 of them down before the week out. And y'all know I'm not lying. You want to know how low? Anyway, Ken Yancey says what? Maria McGowan, good for you, but she's I don't know the data or breakdown, but that sounds pretty good to me. See, you know, it's a lot of dumb men, a lot of so-called black men, dumb men, man. But you know what? Either way, regardless of how dumb a man is, that he will indulge and agree with women. See, a lot of these guys got women, and some of them married to these women, and these women been treating them bad for so long, they don't even know what it is to have a good woman. Cause they been treated bad for so long. Girl trip every other week, every other month, a girl trip. Every weekend she going out with her girl. That's a hoe. That's what she is. But you know, you got guys what that don't care cause what they doing them. But it always catch up with y'all ass because either way, one way, either he gonna give you some or she gonna give you some that you can't get rid of. Stay tuned. Because Esau Edom shot a lot of it in y'all asses. So it spread like wildfire. You wonder who gave it me. You ain't gonna know because you got too many sex partners. Ruth Stepney says she doesn't know what the. No, well, I read that already. Let me see. Waverly Brown say thank you, baby girl, because we love y'all. Simp. Yeah, you could keep all that we love shit. Just say thank you or whatever. Maria Brown say I love you y'all too. Okay, she is right. Kazan Gold, she is right. It started from what? From the 60s. Let's see how old you are. Maria Godwin, okay. And then Chase says 100% of y'all going to say y'all are part of the 20%. Yeah. Well, but let me show you something. Let's click over here. Let me show you what these tramps be doing, right? And you know, these things are now becoming, you know, Eve had a lot of secrets, man. You know, women, period, y'all have a lot of secrets. Y'all take a lot of shit to y'all grave, man. Right? And a lot of y'all women be knowing who the father of these children are. Right? Y'all be knowing that. You know, some of y'all tell a child every now and then your dad is such and such. That's how one of mine learned who I am, who I was. You know, hey, I don't. Nobody. You know, these curses. Deuteronomy 28. These curses. Nobody excluded from the curses, man. No one. So we all have experienced the wickedness of our community. So, but let me show you Eve. Let me show you what these Eve be doing, and they let's get into it. Right? Look at this here. And this been actually about a week ago when I seen this here, right? So I got it, boy. Listen up.
Flew out to Dubai.
This is a problem globally.
Men promising them a better life, a job, money, stability.
It's my sister.
But what they really got was something unimaginable.
This one Bryant, he books on girls.
Many of them tricked into illegal prostitution, some men allegedly paying to defecate on them.
That has been happening for years.
This ain't something a normal human being, rather a whole nation craves on.
Social media calling it Dubai Porta Potty.
This, by far, has been the most difficult investigation of my career.
A secret industry this BBC journalist had no idea was happening until she threw on a wig and she and her team, they went undercover to find the man reportedly behind it.
It really
Look at him right there, y'all. Getting paid. And how's he getting paid? By tricking Eve. Eve, let me tell you something. These other nations of men, in these countries, they hate us. So-called black man, especially so-called black man and so-called black woman, they hate us. Cause this they love doing this to. Even though they do this to all of the nations outside of their women. But guess what? Eve, you are the main ones they love doing it to. Why? Because they hate you. They hate you. They know who you are. And you have no what? You have no shame in it.
What types of women were they?
Dude, sweet guy here, y'all. Y'all bear with me. Okay, here we go.
And
Two of the alleged victims now at the center of an international investigation. Both of them, they died mysteriously after falling from high-rise buildings in Dubai.
there's a feeling that these cases are not being
2 women fall from a high-rise building. I heard about this here a while back, you know, but nobody's still in jail for it. You want to know why? For them being rich. You know how easy it is to pay off the death of someone or their family over here in America to keep the oh yeah, I just seen last week sometime. Y'all remember that young lady that died in that hotel, and she was they put her in the freezer. What's that, about like 7-8 years ago? How about they paid the mother off. Now the mother, they went through the money, and now she's back speaking about her daughters. Just look it up. Look it up. It's back in the news, but it's not spread widely as it did when it first happened. because there's a lot of things going on, and distractions is some Esau Edom use to keep us from seeing the bigger picture. They're always gonna give you distraction. It's easy to distract women. All you gotta do is give them some negative energy on these social media, and they're gonna ride with it. And they're gonna miss what? That's why they miss out on everything. But they know where every part is, though.
Being investigated properly because they're young, black, African women.
I'm Justin Carter, and this is TSR Investigates. But before we get into it,
there you go. Y'all bear with me. Get this sweet brother off here. Y'all bear with me.
Influencers are being flown to Dubai to satisfy a particular fetish of men over there, wealthy men in particular. And that's the fetish of being defecated on, or the reverse.
what you're about to hear and see, it's despicable and it's graphic, but BBC investigative journalist and producer Runako Salina knew she had to do something about it. She says about 3 years ago, she noticed the hashtag Dubai Porter Potty. It was floating around on TikTok.
Who don't know that? Everybody know this. Right? Who don't know this?
With about 450 million views attached to it. It was gaining so much traction, partly because of a video that surfaced of somebody participating in lewd acts with men in Dubai, many identifying the woman in the video as 23-year-old influencer and model Monica Karunji. But it turned out it wasn't Monica in that video. All of this, though, reportedly led to Monica falling.
You ought to be surprised. A lot of you all be surprised how many women then took that trip. You ought to be real surprised how many women actually been over there in Dubai and did this wickedness here. These women have no self-respect for one another, man, for themselves. They have no respect for themselves. Nasty, disgusting. Eve is disgusting, man. The things y'all would do for a fucking dollar, man.
From a high-rise building in Dubai not long after. And the gag is the same exact thing happened to another woman 1 year earlier.
The whole process was incredibly nerve-wracking.
It was a 2.5-year-long investigation. Runako Salina shocked that so many content creators were speaking on Monica Karunji's death.
Became enthralled with the glitz and glamour of becoming an influencer.
Is this what it's come down to for a Birkin bag?
But didn't have the full story.
Listen, man, these Arabs, man, they are just as bad as Esau Edom. That's why when you all be sitting there and be talking, BS about Esau Edom, and then y'all making a big thing about what they getting over there in the so-called Middle East. These people, that's judgment. It's judgment. Just like we, as the children of Israel, we're receiving judgment by the hands of our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shah. Guess what? They are now, the times are changing, and we're going back into. This is why you see Eve speaking out and speaking up and speaking out against other Eve. That shit is not rare, and y'all know it's not rare. But now it's what the righteousness is coming back into the earth. Why? That's why the no clean water, no clean food. Everything is what? Everything is it's poison in everything, man. And these people not only poison us, they are poisoning their people as well. The wicked elite don't care about anyone but themselves. They would do their own people in just to get what? Just to get us and keep us in the condition that we're in. Let's read some of these damn thing on here. Let's see this dude right here. Let's see this guy here on IUIC all the time, man. This goddamn dude here, you're cool, being Israel. He always on all these damn things. Talking about American blacks are the biblical Jews, God's chosen people. Check out IUIC on YouTube and learn. But IUIC, y'all ass is going off. Y'all part of the problem too when it comes to making them sisters and them brothers lead their husband and wife when they coming to your truth, because that's not the Heavenly Father truth. How about Shem Yahweh say, say that what that you can't just leave your husband. And all way you men can leave your woman is what? Is for fornication. If she's not committing, she can be wicked as hell as long as she's not laying down with another man. You just can't you can't just throw it to the curb. You can't do that. Right? But here we go. I'm gonna get into all that. I just don't want to go out in depth to it. Okay, Brian Bonquay say, so women can use that intuition and know that a man is cheating while not ever eventually cheating, having been at work, etc. But women can use it, what, never mind. I don't know what the fuck he trying to say. In other words, I don't know. Okay, somebody responding to him, they say, Brian Baku say, these situations are made to not be obvious until it's too late. I'm pretty sure they were brought to the nice hotel and restaurant for a few nights and then probably something in their drink and what. And no, I don't damn nothing in their drink. It's a damn lie. Ain't nothing in their drink. They been paid. They paid. See, this tramp here, they're always making excuses for wicked behavior when it comes to women. It's always got to be an excuse why she did it. No, a lot of y'all do that shit for money. And it don't take a whole lot of money for most of y'all. Most of y'all do it for what? For probably a couple $1,000. Get shitted on. Okay, Angie, she's exactly how that works. See? Autumn says that's implying that any female going out there isn't VIA. They already know what's going on when they go out there. Cause guess what? She tell her, then she tell her, then she tell her, then she tell her. And they all getting what? When they send somebody else out there, it's just like doing some shit online and you networking with people and they turn around and say, okay, can you get so get somebody to come out, blah 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 blah. We need them this and or certain ones. They might even say certain ones. Can you get her? You know her? Oh, I can get her. That's how that shit work. Come on, man. Ain't nobody no fool. But these women be playing stupid as hell when they ain't nothing but a bunch of whores, man. That's implying that any female going out there isn't via a word of mouth. Exactly. Or their friends, which would be insane to imply they know exactly what they're getting into. Same shit I just said. They know exactly what they're getting into. Gabriel Rogers say, you must not know how intuition and discernment work. It's the knowing that something ain't right even when it appears to be. Come on, man. Y'all know you go out, you go out there, you gonna do some lewd acts and get shitted on. Who don't know that? I know that. Everybody know that by now. These days, everybody know that about Dubai. You hear woman talking about she going to Dubai. That's why women usually say, I'm going to Dubai. They let it be known. But they don't let it be known that they're going to Dubai anymore. Why? Because most of the world know when so-called beautiful women go out there, they know what they're going out there to do. Okay, Antoine says, thank you, bro. You notice you got less likes telling the truth. They do this empathy thing, misogynistic thing, like what? That it is gonna work anymore with what? Technology. When you dabble in it, it's no longer misogynistic. Anymore, they label it as what? As that, like they want you to have their back. And we die for them flying themselves out before they actually get the pill. Hey man, sucker born every day. And Eve know a good sucker when she see one. She know a good sucker. Pablo says, sad era we're in, bro. Yeah, we have no power. We so-called black people, we don't have no power, no authority in nowhere, no earth. We don't have no protection from no one. This is why Eve out of control, because she's gadding abroad and being what? Everywhere. But you caught your boyfriend before it's too late. Here we go. I don't know what that come out of. No one just received Dubai. Opportunities casually without not what noticing a few red flags. Exactly. It's not a secret anymore. These things are not a secret, right? They know what they be doing to so-called black women. You know, all women, but mainly so-called black women. They love y'all. Why they love y'all? They don't love y'all because they love you because you're who you are, right? They want to make a mockery of the Most High people. And you are the head tribe. We, as so-called black men and women, we are the head tribe of all the tribe of what? Of the children of Israel, man. So they want to keep you, they want to belittle you and treat you bad. But y'all can't see that. Because why? You're so proud and stuck in yourself that Babylon, the Western civilization, that spoil you through what? Through this wickedness. Let's go to Hebrews. Hebrews 13 and 14. Marriage is honorable. I'm going back to actually, really the first one I started with concerning the you think condom is safe, right? But let me click back off of that. Go back over here, right? Marriage is honorable in all. In the bed, undefiled, meaning what? Adultery, behavior. Undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers, thy power, God, will judge. So the Most High is going to judge you, man. I know that, we still have grace. We still have a little grace left. A little. I'm going to say this here. You know how women love telling men no, and they always saying, no, meaning when they're married to them, they're in bed with them, and they tell them no. That shit only true in Babylon, which is the West, right? Which is Western civilization, but it's mainly in America. When we speak, we mainly be speaking on America because America is that golden cup in the Lord's hand, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh's hand. Why they allow women to do this, right? Because women are more susceptible to being controlled. This is how they control the society and have a society and have you women thinking that you are special when you're not special. You're just being used by what? By state and federal governments to what? For a purpose. And y'all are more susceptible to be tricked. That's why they allow women to do this, because women are more acceptable of being controlled. This is why at this time most laws are in the woman's favor. Huh? Am I lying? That most laws are in y'all favor to give them what? A mental aspect of them truly thinking that they are what? That they are over men. When you're not over men, that you're equal to men. Y'all catch hell. Women can't do this, can't do that, which is a lie. But y'all make it up all the time and just lie. Especially you sisters, y'all just make it up and just lie. Lie all the time. You're never over men. I'm gonna say this here though. Men know, right, that most women are dumb, and y'all really are. Able to be what? Able to be tricked or fooled out of what? Of all their worldly possessions. How do they do that? Which goes to the what? The lawyers, the prosecutors, and the judges. They notice him. Women never see, and when we repeat that again, they never see and can use common logic and see the bigger picture of these lawyers selling all their shit, man. And in the process of giving you a small portion of your own shit, how can they give you a small portion of your own shit when you got all this property worth millions of dollars? But by the time they get through selling, you get through dealing with them, you might get $300,000. And y'all know $300,000 in a woman's hand ain't shit. It ain't nothing, man. A small portion of your own shit, man. Wow. But y'all always satisfied long as what? Long as the husband don't have shit. So y'all good with that. That showed the what? How wicked and demonic most women are, man. You know, the scriptures speak about, you know, that she had been deprived of wisdom. Literally, the woman has been deprived of women. But like I was saying, y'all love saying what that is. I would think about that precept. Love telling men no. No. Huh? But you in his bed. But you know, it go to a degree, it go both ways, but guess what? Mostly you women, it falls on your back, because why? Because you all are not and never will be over a man, no matter how much freedom that Babylon gives you. This is for you women love thinking that you're doing the right thing and being deceitful, because a lot of y'all be deceitful. You know, you lay down with a man when you first find out a man got something, then when you act like you can't get enough of him, and then when he's broke, everything just stopped. That means you never had feelings. You just did what you doing what you were doing to get what you want. That's how wicked women, most women are. Now concerning things, this is 1 Corinthians. I'm sorry, 1 Corinthians 7 and verse 1. Now concerning the thing whereof ye wrote unto me, it is good for what? For a man not to touch a woman. Why did Apostle Paul say this here? I'm going to jump for a minute. Let's go to verse 8. I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them if they abide even as I. Let's go to verse 28 and get a little more context concerning that, right? But if thou marry, thou hast not sinned. And if a virgin marry, she has not sinned. Now really going back into what? And explaining, you know, in the beginning concerning those condoms, right? About the bed being undefiled. How can you get around and not being what? Not having diseases and not dying from something that you may catch by what? By laying down with a man or a woman. But Apostle Paul said it's good that it is good for a man if he not abide as I am, meaning without a woman. Because why? But and if thou marry, thou hast not sinned. So if you marry, you have not sinned to a woman. And it don't mean one woman. Don't mean one woman. And I'm going to get into all that. And if a virgin marry, she has not sinned. Virgin. Say virgin, not a whore. Because a lot of us is marrying what? Whores. No such thing as what? As marrying a virgin. Not in this day and time. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the what? In the flesh, but I spare you. But this I say, brethren, the time is short, and we're definitely in a short time, in the evil times. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none. Because why? This truth come before in all women, right? And women are distraction. They are distraction. Why? Because for one, they get on your damn nerves. You know, they find everything to be a joke. Everything everything is a laugher. Something for you to laugh about. Wicked. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, verse 2, back in 1 Corinthians 7 and 2, nevertheless, to avoid fornication, Let every man have his own wife. That don't mean one wife, y'all. That means his wife have his own wife, meaning that she not be shared amongst other men. Because if she's being shared amongst other men, that's what? Just like using different condoms. This is not safe. Too many different condoms. It's not safe. So what you think about the blood of a man, which is the seed of a man? 2 different men, 3 different men, 4 different men, 5 different men. And a lot of these women be laying down with these men, man, with nothing on. That's dangerous. You playing Russian roulette without a doubt. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. Right? Let the husband render unto the wife benevolence. What does that mean? Goodwill. Goodwill. And likewise, also the wife unto the husband. The wife has not power of her own body. You hear that? No. Can't tell your husband no. Why you can't tell your husband no? The wife has not power over her own body, but the husband. The husband has power over you. And likewise, also the husband has not power of his own body, but what? But the wife. And this is what? And when you say that and do that, you are what? You are defrauding one another of what? Of a natural something that the Heavenly Father. When you marry someone, you can't use. Especially women. It's always 9 times out of 10 it's gonna be you all. Getting your feelings and emotions and say no. No. Verse 5. Defraud ye not one another for what? For sex. Except it be with consent for a time, that ye may what? May give yourselves to fasting and prayer. No. That shit's not gonna happen, not in these days here. Ain't no fasting and prayer going on between no man and no woman, unless they in this truth. Right? Ain't got problems with it, but guess what? 9 times out of 10, y'all in the right. If y'all in the right spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, and she's in the right spirit, and she's following her husband like what she's supposed to do. Guess what? You're not gonna 9 times out of 10. You're not gonna have no problems. You're not gonna have problems. Defraud ye not one the other, except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for what? For your what? Incontinency, meaning your goes into what? Uncontrolled indulge or what? Passion, wickedness. That's exactly what it is. But that's how you keep your bed being undefiled, by not allowing women to what? To get abroad, man. Because when women get abroad, that's what that is? Ecclesiasticus. You got to go in Ecclesiasticus, boy. We talking about these women, man. That's Ecclesiasticus. 25 and 25. But let me start at verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. This is the point right here. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to what? To gad abroad. Meaning to what? To run the streets. To run the streets and be what? And be wicked. Let's go to 26 and verse 8 of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. A drunken woman and a gadder abroad, meaning a street runner, like you see what? In Dubai. She's gadding abroad. Not only she definitely gadding abroad, and she's in other countries doing what? Being wicked. Allowing herself to be porta potties and all types of wickedness. She's doing anything for what? For $1. Something that's the money that they're receiving. Anytime you doing, there should be no level of money that anyone should receive. Should take to what? To allow this to. And we know they ain't giving them no money that they can live off for the rest of their life. Right? and the little money that they do get, they probably take it over there and blow it right over there in Dubai. On what? On material possession, which is nothing. Now you got some purses, some high price purses, some high price shoes and purses and stuff, and then now you want to come back to the Americas like you would, like you living like you rich. We as Israelites, we love fronting and putting on a show like we got something when most of us ain't got shit. Ain't got shit. If you ain't playing basketball and football or rap or a singer, being part of this devil's wickedness, and then when you involved in that, guess what? That comes with wickedness as well. All them people got all them shoe contracts and contract this, contract that. That's something come with that of selling of your soul. A drunken woman in a gather abroad caused him great anger, and she would not cover her own shame. They're not shame of what? Shame of what's going on, and the things that they do for what? For $1. I'm gonna say this: a man, there's no such thing as him cheating on a woman, man. Especially if she's not married to another man. Excuse me. She's not married to. If the woman not married to another man, that's the only way a man that can commit adultery. Let me just stop saying. Let me just get to the precept, right? Because y'all don't want to hear it. Even y'all don't respect the word no way. Y'all don't respect the word. You don't respect the word. Y'all wicked as hell, man. You know you are. But you don't want to. You don't never want to hear the truth of the Bible, because the Bible That's why a lot of y'all hate the Most High. So if you hate the Most High word, this gospel, you hate the gospel. So the person that's preaching the gospel, you definitely gonna hate him, right? Cause Isaiah 58:1, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, right? And their what? Their sins. Verse 22, Deuteronomy 22:22, concerning a man, what's the condition of him committing adultery against a woman, or just committing adultery? You can't commit no adultery against no woman unless you are laying down with another man. Let's just get to it. 22:22, Deuteronomy 22:22. If a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then they shall both of them die. Why? Because both the man that lied with the woman and the woman shall thou what? Shall thou put away evil from Israel. That's how you put houses in order. That's how you put the Israelites in order, by giving what? Making someone an example. By what? By putting them to death. If these women were being put to death, you think they could be committing adultery? No. They wouldn't be doing that. But since we in the devil's kingdom, he's going to continue and allow women to what? To gather abroad and what? And do what they want to do. Because why? Because this is the ways of the devil. Everything is flipped upside down. It flips upside down. What's that? Romans. It's actually 7 too. Romans 7. Yeah, Romans 7 and actually at the top. 7 in verse 1. Right? Listen up. Romans 7 and 1. Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how that the law has dominion over a man as long as he liveth. So there you go, thinking that what? That the law still don't apply to you. The law always applies to what? To us as Israelites, because the law was given to us. There's certain things that we can't do in the devil's kingdom because we're in captivity under the hands of our enemies, right? There's certain things we can't do, but get to the best of your ability, you can what? You can follow what is the law to the best of your ability. For the woman which has a husband and husband, right, is bound by the law to her husband. So as long as what? As he liveth. So that goes, all that, women are so dumb and so ignorant. When I say dumb and so ignorant, they're thinking that taking their marriage ring off and putting it in their purse or leaving it in a hotel somewhere and go laying down with a man, that she ain't committed no fornication. Ooh, Lord, we're talking about slow bellies, boy. Wicked, wicked, wicked. But if the husband be dead, this is the only way you are allowed to what? To go and marry another man. She is loose from the law of her husband. That's it. That's the only reason that a woman should be able to what? To go lay down with what? Someone outside of what? Of her husband. He's what? He's deceased. Okay, verse 3. So then if what? If while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, she shall be called an adulteress. Adulteress. What that is, I think that's Mark 10. Mm-hmm. Mark 10. Mark 10 and 12. That's what it is. And if a woman shall put away her husband and be married to another, she committeth adultery. And what is adultery? What is adultery? Well, according to the law. That meaning what? Commit adultery, meaning you should be what? Put to death. Again, verse 3. So then if while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, she shall be called an adulteress. But if her husband be dead, she is free from the law. That law, so that she is no adulteress, though she be married to what? Another man. There's no getting around the law, man. There's no getting around it. No getting around it. Wherefore, my brethren, verse 4, ye also are become dead to the law by the what? The body of Mashiach, that ye should what? Be married to another, even to Yahushua. Say him, which is Yahushua, who is raised from the dead, that we should what? Bring forth fruit unto thy power. Right? What fruit? For the kingdom. Y'all don't what that is. Matthew 19 and 9. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for what? For fornication. Because why? When you put your wife away, it not be for fornication, she's going to go lay down with another man. And she's going to be what? Called a what? An adulterer. She's going to commit adultery. And but you, by you putting her away, outside of her being committing a fornication, you're going to cause her to commit fornication. Because women are susceptible to be what? Tricked and fooled. Right? These women are not strong enough to what? To be out there, especially out there alone. This is why they are what? They are very, very, very promiscuous. Whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committed what? Adultery. Because she's going to go commit adultery. And whoso marry her, for you men, which is put away, do what? Commit adultery. So they both you what? But we all, at this present moment, we all are committing adultery. Why? Because none of us have virgins. There's no virgins. And most of us women are still laying down with what? With other men. So there's really no getting around it. You know, it's always conditions, and those conditions are not met in these times that we're in because we're in the devil's kingdom. And the devil, Esau, even the so-called white man, he's going to allow us to remain in the condition that we're in because it's for a reason. Because we are the Most High children. Ecclesiastes 25 and verse 26. A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all. But she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall what? Shall be counted ungodly of all. Yeah, most of y'all are proud as hell. And you're going to dishonor men every chance you get. Why? Why are you dishonoring men every chance you get? Because the wicked of the earth, Esau, Edom, have given you what? Given you this authority over your men, especially the so-called black man. So you thinking that you are more important than he is because Esau, Edom allows you to what? To get abroad, pay your bills. That's why but y'all feeling it now. And you're going to feel it even more because we're definitely coming to the time of Isaiah 4:1. 7 women should take hold of one man. That's just a number of completion. It's actually way more than that. A woman that honoreth her husband, why? Shall be judged wise of all. Why? Because when a woman honors her husband, she know that what? That's the natural order. According to who? The scripture. The Bible. That's what she knows. That's the natural order that the God gave. The Most High, y'all even just called God, whose true name was Yahweh. A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all. But she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all. But bring this back though. What that is? 23. Let me read this in first though. It goes into, you know what? No, let's just go to it. Just straight to it. Verse 22. This is a wife having what? Having a baby by another man. And this is often. And this is even when what? Women be having children by other men when they be in the house still in the house with the man. Woo! And then some of you niggas, they talk some of you niggas to what? To even keeping that child, taking care of that child. Boy. Who these weak men, man? Ecclesiastes 23. I think 23. Yeah, 23 and verse 22. Thus shall it go also with the wife that leaveth her husband, and bringeth into and what? An heir by what? By another man, which is a baby, heir. For first she shall be what? Has disobeyed the law of the Most High. And secondly, she has what? Trespassed against her own husband. And thirdly, she has played the whore in adultery and brought children by another man. Amazing, man. She shall be brought out into the what? The congregation, and inquisition shall be made of her children. Meaning they all gonna be what? She's gonna be questioned concerning her children by another man. You know, but she got children by what? By 6 or 7 different men. And talking about, I want a man with with 6 figures. Oh my goodness. Woo! Verse 25. Her children shall not take root, and her branches shall not bring forth what? No fruit. Why? Because her children shall not take root, meaning they shall not what? Take root. Like what's a root? It's a plant, a root. It what? From that root grows up what? That root makes what? Make other branches. And that goes into what? Shall bring forth no fruit. That's the fruit, which is other children. Even her children are not going to bring up fruit. Because why? Because she shall leave her memory to what? To be what? To be cursed. In her reproach, meaning her wickedness, shall not be blotted out. Huh? She's going to be judged by what? By the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. Verse 27. And they that remain shall know that what? There is nothing better than to fear of the Lord. Why? Because when you fear the Lord going to put that fear in you by what? By putting you to death. Stop you from doing the wickedness that you are doing. And that her what? That there is nothing sweeter than to take heed unto what? The commandments of the Lord. Meaning, nothing sweeter, meaning what? You're definitely not going to be a repeat offender of your first and last what? Warning. That's your first and last warning concerning by seeing the examples that are made by her and her children. That's it. Verse 28. It is great glory to what? To follow the Lord and to receive of him is long life. So when that dog say call her Lord Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Yokai Kudash, Shalom. Stop being a hoey.